So it all boils down to this, folks. One game to rule it all. That's right. The title on the line this coming Friday night in Italy. What am I talking about? I'll tell you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today is all about the final game of the season in Serie A. That's right, Inter, current champions, up against Napoli, current table toppers, and currently just the 1 point separate the two sides. But it's all down on the Friday night. Could be all over at the end of that night. But we're going to talk about it, all of it, in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want some shot for Blackburn Rovers, Serie A, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Ruski. That's right. So 2 games, 1 special night, Friday night, to decide who is the champions of Italy. And we'll get into all that and much more in a second. And of course, big shout out to the members and the patrons. That's right. So a lot to be decided on the last day. Who, of course, will be champions, who, of course, will be in the Champions League, and who, of course, will be going down. That's right. We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second, and we'll get into it. In fact, let's get into it right now. So, of course, smash the subscribe, smash the like, and let's get into it. So, all right, folks, let's take a look back at the last round of games. Kick it all off with Cagliari's 3-0 win over Venezia. I went with the 1-1 draw myself. Meanwhile, Fiorentina did beat Bologna 3-2. I went the other way, denting Bologna's Champions League hopes. Meanwhile, Atalanta did beat Genoa 3-2. I went with a 2-0 win. Verona and Como did duke it out to a 1-1 draw. Inter picked up a 2-2 draw against Lazio. Juventus kept their Champions League on track with a 2-0 win over Udinese. Lecce with a valuable 1-0 win over Torino. Empoli also picking up a 3 points with a 3-1 away win against Monza. Parma and Napoli did duke it out to a 0-0 draw. And Roma did beat Milan 3-1 over at the Stadio Olimpico. Goodness gracious me. So that is that. What about the state of play in the table? Well, let's have a look at it right here, right now. Of course, Napoli just a 1 point clear over Inter. They duke it out, of course, on Friday night. Meanwhile, Atalanta they're going to be third. They cannot be caught for that one. It's all about 4th place. It's Juventus, it's Roma, it's even Lazio, of course. All could sneak in to that top 4 spot for the Champions League football. Going down, we know Monza are down, but who will join the Venezia still got a chance to get out of it. Lecce also, as do Empoli. But meanwhile, the likes of Hellas Verona and Parma could also get sucked into it. So a very, very interesting relegation discussion we got on the table. So that is the state of play there. Just a reminder, of course, the Super Brew is coming to a close. That's the link for it right here, right now. But what went on with the Super Brew, or what's been going on, because of course we've been a bit off the boil of late. So let's bring it back up to date with what went on over in the Super Brewski, of course, with an updated look at the leaderboard. Well, my friends, it looks a little bit like this, of course. So the Super Brew, currently sized Tier B, good. What we look at, 13 points clear of a Dream Marley in, of course, the race for the title. That's right. Remember, a little bit off the boil there. Summer 2018 also cut adrift there. But Taby's is title to lose. You might say he's still got a mathematical chance to get away with it. But it's the final weekend, so get in your picks. That's all you could do, and let's see if you come out on top. But that is that, my friends. But we are now looking forward to the next round of games, which are these. And, of course, they come at you this coming weekend. All kicking off on Friday night. And we're going to go straight to it. There's no point sugarcoating it. We're going straight for the title. Let's go. Como Internazionale coming at you at the Stadio Giuseppe Signalia. Como under Cesc Fabregas, 10th in the table, 49 points for the season. They are unbeaten in at least the last 6. They've won 5 of that last 6 as well. They're on 92% form. And Inter under Simone Inzaghi have got a Champions League final just around the corner. Sit second with 78 points. It could be an absolutely fantastic season for Inter if they get this right on the night. As they build up to the Champions League final. But they are without a loss in the last 5. They played Como 3 times since 2002. Nothing for Como, 3 wins to Inter, and there's been no draws. Now, last time they played each other at Como, it was way back in November 2002. It was a 2-0 win for Inter, long time ago. This season, they also played in Milan, 2-0 win as it was back in December. Como, though, on the back of that 1-1 draw away to Verona. Inter also picking up a draw against Lazio. The bookies, they will give it to Internazionale. But me, I'm not so sure about it. I think the pressure is there. And of course, on the night against the team that's in fucking form, that is Como, red hot form right now. So I do think there's going to be a difficult one, this one. And I'm going to sit on the fence with this. Give the 1-1 draw, which does put the title very much in the hands of Napoli. That's right. And that's where we're heading next. The Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. Napoli under Antonio Conte, of course. They are top of the pops with 79 points. However, back-to-back games without a win. But they are unbeaten in the last 83% form for them. Unbeaten in at least the last 6. Cagliari, though, are their opponents. They're down into 14th right now. 36 points for the season. They've won 2, lost 2 over the last 4. Davide Nicola, the coach. They played 45 times since 1993. 22 wins for Napoli. 6 wins for Cagliari. 17 draws. draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Napoli way back in December 2023. The reverse fixture, a 4-0 win for Napoli at their very venue in the Cagliari back in September 2024. Napoli are unbeaten against Cagliari over the last 6, winning 3 and drawing 3. A win will do it. But they're coming into this on the back of successive draws, drawing with Genoa, drawing with Parma most recently, up against Cagliari side, picking up a 3-0 win over Venezia to really put an end to any lingering relegation fears. The bookies for this one, they'll give it to Napoli, of course, overwhelmingly so. They are at home. That might come with some more pressure in the end. So I'm going to go with a Napoli victory, 2 to win. And to be honest with you, that's it. We should end the video right there. We should end the video there. But we do have the small matter of Champions League, with small matter of relegation. So let's get into that one then, shall we? Bologna against Genoa on the 24th of May, which is, I guess, Saturday. Vincenzo Italiano's boys are all the way down to 8th right now, 62 points for them. Just 1 win the last 5. Up against Genoa under Patrick Vieira, they are 13th and they are winners in the last 6. They played 31 times since 2006. 10 wins Bologna, 11 wins Genoa. There's been 10 draws. Now, Genoa haven't won in the last 6, so pretty grim stuff for them in their recent form here. But coming into this, Bologna's last match at this very venue ended up all square with a 1-1 draw back in January 2024. The reverse fixture this season at Genoa was a 2-2 draw back in October. In fact, 3 of the last 5 between these two sides have ended up all square. Genoa, though, picking up a loss against Atalanta. Bologna also losing to Fiorentina most recently, but they do have that Coppa Italia success under their wings, which was a big, important week for them. The bookies, they'll give it to Bologna. Of course they will. It does feel like a bit of a draw kind of game, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bologna to boost their chances of finishing up high in the table. Milan, AC Milan, up against Monza, coming on the 24th of September, which is of May, which is a Saturday. Milan under Sergio Conceição, 9th in the table, 60 points for the season, back-to-back defeats. It does look like the writing's on the wall for Sergio Conceição and Milan. Monza under Alessandro Nesta, 20th, rock bottom. They'll be playing Serie B football next season. Now, they played 10 times, these two clubs, since 2014. 9 wins Milan, just the 1 win for Monza. There's been no draws. Now, the last time they played over at Milan in the league, it was a 3-0 win for Milan way back in December 2023. The reverse fixture this season was a 1-0 win for Milan in Monza. Monza coming into this on the back of that 3-1 loss to Empoli. Milan on the back of that 3-1 loss to Roma, which pretty much ended any high lingering races for European football, I thought. Bookies for this one, Monza are way out of it. Milan must heavily favoured. Going to go with a win for them to end the season on the high, and of course to give Sergio Conceição a bit of a boost as he ends the season with 3 points. Atalanta, though, they're taking on Parma, coming at you on Sunday, May the 25th. It's coming to the Guay Stadium under Gianpiero Gasparini. They are third, 74 points for the season. They've won 5 of the last 6, unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches. Up against Parma under Christian Chivu, they're 16th right now, 33 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6. They played Atalanta, though, 38 times since 1993, 15 wins Atalanta, 13 wins Parma. Has been 10 draws, quite tight over those 38 matches. Last time around, though, over at Atalanta, it was a 3-0 win for the hosts way back in January 2021. The reverse fixture over at Parma this campaign was a 3-1 win for Atalanta back in November. Parma, though, picking up a 0-0 draw against Napoli most recently. Atalanta, though, with a 3-2 win on the road to Genoa. A bit of a dead rubber this game, not much on it. Atalanta should win it, and the bookies are going with that as well. Going to go with a 3-0 win, comfortable win for Atalanta to end the season with some flurry of goals. Into the back end of the old bracket here, we got Empoli up against Verona on the 25th of May as well, and the Carlo Castellini. Empoli and Roberto Di Viesa are 18th right now, and they're well and truly in that relegation discussion. Back-to-back wins, though, coming into up against Verona, who are 15th with 34 points, and a win for Empoli could see them mathematically leapfrog Verona, depending on the goal swings. Zanetti is the coach there for Verona, winners in the last 6. They played 18 times since 2004, 6 wins for Empoli, 5 wins for Verona. There's been 7 draws. Now, the last time they played at Empoli, it was a 1-0 win for Verona way back in August 2023. The reverse fixture this season at Verona, 4-1 win it was for Empoli back in December. Verona on the back of successive draws, back-to-back draws against Lecce and then Como. Empoli on the back of back-to-back wins, beating Parma and then Monza down the foot of the table. The bookies will give it to Empoli. They are heavily favoured for this one. Verona to take the L. Going to go with a 1-1 draw, which doesn't really do any hope for Empoli. I think that might even relegate them. We'll see. Lazio against Lecce in the battle of the L's, coming at you over the Stadio Olimpico. Marco Baroni's boys are 6th, 65 points for the season. They're unbeaten in the last 6. However, they only won once in the last 4. Lecce under Marco Giampaolo also in that relegation discussion. Just 1 defeat in the last 4 for them. They're 17th with 31 points. They played Lazio 29 times since 1993. 17 wins for the home side, 7 wins for the visitors, and there's been 5 draws. Last time around, around at the Stadio Olimpico, 1-0 win as it was for Lazio back in January 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win for Lazio at Lecce back in December. Lecce have only won once. In fact, Lecce have got a good record against Lazio over the last 6. They've only lost twice against Lazio in the last 6. And they were the last 2. Lazio picking up back-to-back draws, drawing with Juventus and an Inter, so heavyweights. Lecce, though, on the back of that 1-0 win over Torino most recently. Coming into this, though, Lazio massively fancied. Lecce got nothing, no hope in this one. I got in with a 2-0 win, which puts Lecce also in a bit of trouble. Heading into the back end of the season, of course, Torino up against Roma. Roma got an outside sniff of Champions League football if they can get a win and hope the results go their way. Torino under Paolo Vanoli are 11th, 44 points for the season, just 1 win though in the last 6. Up against Roma under Claudio Ranieri, 5th of the table, 66 points for the season, just 1 defeat. In the last 6, they played Torino 46 times since 1994, 6 wins Torino, 29 wins for Roma. There's been 11 draws. Coming into this, last time they played at Torino, it was a 1-1 draw back in September 2023. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Roma in Rome back in October. Roma on the back of that 3-1 win over Milan most recently. Torino with a 1-0 loss to Lecce. It's actually been back-to-back losses and back-to-back games without a goal for the hosts, who are already on the beach, as you would imagine. Bookies will give it to Rome. AS Roma. I'm going to go with a win for them as well. 1-0 win. Is it enough, though? Is it enough to get into the Champions League? It is a bit of a mission if possible, but I think they're just a little bit too shy, to be honest with you, because of Juventus' match. Udinese against Fiorentina coming at the Stadio Friuli. That's right, Udinese under Kostas Runjic, 12th in the table, 44 points for the season, just 1 win though in the last 6. Up against Fiorentina and Rafael Palladino, they are 7th, 62 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 5. They played 59 times since 1995, 18 wins Udinese, 30 wins for Fiorentina. There's been 11 draws between the two sides. Coming at you last time around at Udinese, 2-0 win as it was for Fiorentina back in September. They also played and Fiorentina. It was a 2-1 win for Udinese back in December. Fiorentina, though, picking up a 3-2 win most recently against Bologna, and Udinese on the back of that 2-0 loss to Juventus. Bookies for this, though, they give it to Fiorentina. Going with them as well, I think. This could actually just feel like a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 on this one to set it up. But it all boils down to this, basically. Juventus win or draw, I think. I think they need to win, to be fair. And they're in Champions League football. Otherwise, a massive door of opportunities opened up for Roma. So Venezia against Juventus. Venezia also got relegation to think about. So it's a lot on the line here. At the Stadio Pierluigi Penzo, Eusebio Di Francesco is the coach here for Venezia. 29 points for the season. They are 50% form for them. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2 over the last 6 against Juventus under Igor Tudor. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 4th. 67 points for them right now. Now, they played 9 times since 1999. Nothing for Venezia. 6 wins for the Juventus. There has been 3 draws. Now, last time around, at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw way back in December 2021. The reverse fixture this season, also a 2-2 draw back in Turin. Venezia, though, on the back of that 3 loss to Cagliari. Juventus with a 2-0 win over Udinese. The bookies, they will give it to Juventus. Of course they will. They're the powerhouse. But is there something else? Is there something else bubbling here in Italy? Unfortunately not. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Juventus, which, of course, according to my calculations, looks like this. So the season ends up, it'll be Juventus squeaking into Champions League football at the expense of Roma, and going down, it'll be Venezia and Lecce who will be playing Serie B football next season. So that, my friends, is what I've got. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. We'll go again, guys, next season. Brand new season, maybe a brand new look at predictions and stuff like that. But also let you know that we are doing the Club World Cup here on the channel. Predictions, reviews, previews, all that kind of stuff. Watch-alongs as well. So Juventus, Inter, both in that. I think they're the only 2 Italian clubs in there. So lots to look forward to for the summer. So make sure you subscribe, smash that, catch you later. Until then, though, we are done.